Love, whether sweet or full of challenges, always brings strong emotions. But amid the romance, many people feel afraid of getting hurt, of loss, or of not being worthy. So how can we face and overcome these fears? The answer may lie in an ancient philosophy that helps you find peace within yourself, Stoic thinking. Let's explore how this mindset can help you love strongly and freely, without being controlled by fear. Hello everyone, welcome to the Stoic Love Wisdom channel, where classical philosophy meets modern love stories and relationships. Have you ever wondered how to keep your emotions stable, find inner peace, and build strong relationships even when everything becomes difficult? In this video, we'll explore how to face fears in love. Join me as we discover valuable lessons from Stoic philosophy to help you understand love better and develop yourself. Let's start this journey of exploring timeless wisdom to master love and life right now. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel to stay updated with the latest insights. Now, let's get started. Love is one of the deepest and most complex experiences in life. It brings joy, connection, and happiness, but it also comes with challenges, including fear. Fear in love can stem from many sources: fear of rejection, fear of getting hurt, fear of betrayal, or fear of losing someone we love. However, when we learn to apply Stoic thinking in our lives, we can face these fears with strength and calmness. Stoicism, a philosophy that dates back thousands of years, is particularly helpful in dealing with negative emotions in love and relationships. Fear in love arises when we feel insecure, unable to control a situation, or worried about losing someone important. This is a natural emotion and can be a biological response when we feel threatened. However, the difference between fear and excessive worry is the ability to recognize and control our emotions. Stoicism teaches us that fear is an inseparable part of life, and the important thing is not to avoid it but to learn how to accept and face it calmly. In this philosophy, Marcus Aurelius, one of the famous Stoic philosophers, emphasized, "Do not worry about things outside your control." This can be directly applied to love. We cannot control the emotions or actions of others, but we can control how we respond. Accept what you cannot control. One of the most important principles of Stoicism is accepting that there are things beyond our control. When facing fear in love, we often worry about things we cannot control, such as the changing emotions of a partner, betrayal, or even loss. Stoic philosophy advises us to accept that these things may happen, and they do not determine our worth or happiness. Seneca, another Stoic philosopher, said, "We cannot choose what happens to us, but we can choose how we react." This means that although we cannot control everything in a relationship, we can control how we face changes and difficulties. Facing fear in love becomes easier when you learn to accept that things outside your control cannot weaken you. Develop independence and self-control. Stoicism encourages developing independence and self-control in life. In love, this means not letting fear or dependence on others control your emotions and decisions. When you rely on yourself to find joy, peace, and worth, you are less vulnerable when facing challenges in a relationship. Love is not about depending on others to feel complete or happy. Instead, it is about sharing and growing together in an equal relationship, where each individual has their own independence and confidence. Learning to love yourself and maintain independence in love will help you reduce the fear of losing your partner or not being loved in return. Stoic thinking is not blind optimism, but a clear-eyed acceptance of reality. Fear in love often comes from worrying about negative outcomes, such as betrayal or getting hurt. However, imagining and preparing for difficult situations is one of the ways Stoicism helps us face fear. Stoicism teaches that we should not live in fear of what might happen but rather accept that anything can happen and mentally prepare to face it. Instead of focusing solely on the negative aspects of a relationship, try to view love realistically and prepare yourself mentally for any changes that may come. When you live in the present, focus on what you can control, and prepare for challenges, fear will no longer dominate you. Build inner peace. One of the most important elements of Stoicism is maintaining inner peace regardless of external circumstances. This is especially important in love, where emotions can change quickly and unpredictably. Building inner peace helps you face fear without being swept away by negative emotions. By practicing meditation, reminding yourself of core values, and training yourself to accept unchangeable events, you can maintain peace in your soul. This peace will help you face challenges in love without letting fear take over. Learn to forgive and let go. One of the crucial aspects of Stoic thinking is forgiveness and letting go. Fear in love often arises from past hurts, betrayal, rejection, or unresolved wounds. Stoicism teaches us that these negative emotions only trap us in the past and prevent us from moving forward. Learning to forgive is not just about forgiving others but also forgiving yourself. If you cannot let go of past hurts, you will not be able to open your heart to true love in the future. Letting go does not mean forgetting, but accepting and not allowing negative emotions to dominate your present life. Building healthy relationships. Stoicism also emphasizes the importance of building strong and healthy relationships. A good romantic relationship is not only based on emotions but also built on respect, understanding, and mutual support. When you have a solid relationship, fear decreases because you feel safe and protected. In Stoicism, building relationships based on firm principles like self-control, respect, and independence is the foundation that helps you overcome fear in love. When you know that your love is not about control or dependence but about sharing and respecting each other, you will no longer fear facing challenges. Practicing patience in love. Stoicism teaches that patience is an important virtue in life and is especially helpful when facing challenges in love. Fear in love often arises from rushing or impatience. We worry about whether our love will last or if we can achieve what we desire in a relationship. In reality, love is not a race, and it needs time to develop and mature. Just as in Stoic philosophy, we cannot force things to happen immediately. Remember, everything has its time. When you practice patience, you will easily accept that things will unfold in their own time and in their own way. Learning to live in the moment and trust the natural process of love helps reduce fear and anxiety. Patience is not just about waiting, it is about accepting that each stage in a relationship is important. Everyone has their own rhythm, and instead of fearing the future, we should enjoy the present and let things happen naturally. Accepting loss and learning to move on. One of the greatest fears in love is the fear of loss, losing a lover, losing trust, or losing the love we have for someone. However, Stoicism teaches that all loss is part of life, and we cannot avoid it. Pain, hurt, and failure are inevitable in the human journey. This philosophy encourages us to view loss not as an end but as an opportunity to learn and grow. In love, if we can face loss without letting it diminish our self-worth, we will be much stronger. No one can love you like you can love yourself, and when you can let go of a relationship that no longer brings happiness, you will open yourself to new opportunities, new love, and personal growth. When facing loss, instead of dwelling in pain, use it as an opportunity to reflect on yourself and improve aspects of your relationship. Stoicism encourages us to view suffering objectively and learn how not to let it become a burden. One of the basic principles of Stoicism is the awareness of the impermanence of everything in life. Everything changes, love, happiness, even our existence. This can be a great fear when we think about the future and our relationships. However, accepting this impermanence helps us live more fully in each moment. Stoicism teaches that instead of worrying about the future or dwelling on the past, we should enjoy and appreciate what we have in the present. When you realize that everything can change at any moment, you will learn to love and appreciate your relationships without depending on how long they will last. Live in the moment and love sincerely, as that is what you can control. We cannot control the final outcome of a relationship, but we can control how we face it, how we appreciate and nurture that relationship in the present. Impermanence is not something to fear, but a reminder to live fully and love sincerely right now. Developing empathy and understanding. Stoicism not only encourages self-control but also emphasizes respect and empathy for others. In love, if we cannot understand and empathize with our partner, fear will easily arise. Understanding and empathy help us alleviate unnecessary worries and even forgive each other's mistakes. A person with a Stoic mindset will always try to understand their partner from many perspectives, rather than only viewing the relationship through their own lens. This helps reduce tension and misunderstandings in love, while creating an environment where both partners feel safe and accepted. When you practice empathy, fear in love will gradually be replaced by understanding and genuine connection. Empathy helps us not only understand others but also reduces the fear of being hurt. When you can see love as a shared experience and mutual support, rather than just a struggle to hold on to affection, fear will no longer dominate you. Mastering your emotions and feelings. Stoicism teaches us that emotions can be controlled if we have enough patience and awareness. Although love can trigger strong and sometimes uncontrollable emotions, through practice and effort, we can learn to master our emotions. Especially in love, it is crucial not to let emotions dictate our actions and decisions. When faced with fear in love, instead of reacting hastily or letting emotions overwhelm you, you can pause and ask yourself, is this really important? Can I control this situation? Mastering emotions helps you maintain calm and not let fear affect important decisions in your relationship. Knowing when to let go. One of the important lessons in Stoic thinking is the ability to let go. In love, fear sometimes comes from not wanting to accept change or the end of a relationship, even when we know it is no longer suitable. Rather than holding on and trying to maintain a relationship that no longer brings happiness, Stoicism encourages us to let go when necessary. Although ending a relationship can be a difficult decision, it is part of living true to yourself and not being controlled by the fear of emotions. When you learn to let go of a relationship that no longer fits, you not only free yourself but also give the other person the opportunity to seek happiness elsewhere. Stoicism teaches us that nothing in life is eternal, and accepting this change is part of personal growth. When you can let go without regret, you will realize that you have grown and can continue your journey with a light and peaceful mind. Exploring freedom in love. One of the key elements in confronting fear in love is freedom. Love is not about possession or dependency on others, but rather a voluntary and equal connection. Stoicism encourages us to cultivate the ability to love without losing our freedom or that of others. When you love without fearing the loss of your own freedom, you can live a fuller life. This does not mean that you must be separate from your partner, but rather that you must maintain independence and autonomy within each relationship. Love without fear of being bound, because true love only exists when both parties can freely express themselves without coercion. When you understand that love is not possession, you will not feel fear when facing challenges in your relationship. Instead, you will be able to love sincerely and respectfully while maintaining your freedom and independence in your life. Learning to forgive. Forgiveness is one of the key elements in reducing fear in love. In any relationship, there will always be times when you or your partner make mistakes. However, without forgiveness, these mistakes can become significant obstacles in love. Resentment, anger, or feelings of betrayal can cause you to feel hurt and fearful when it comes to love. Stoicism teaches us that forgiveness is not easy, but it is an essential process for healing wounds. Forgiveness does not mean agreeing with the wrongdoer's actions, but rather choosing not to let anger and hurt control your life. When you forgive, you free yourself from negative emotions and open the door for the relationship to grow stronger. If you can forgive your partner, you will also learn to forgive yourself, as love is not just about loving others but also about loving and accepting yourself. Forgiveness is not weakness but strength in overcoming fear and negative emotions. One important lesson that Stoic philosophy offers is living fully each day. Love and cherish the moments in your relationships, without worrying about what may happen in the future. When you live with the awareness that each day could be your last, you will learn to love fully and not let worries or fears dominate your mind. Stoicism teaches that instead of worrying about what may happen in the future, you should focus on the present. You cannot change the past, and the future remains uncertain. The only thing you can control is how you approach love in the present. When you love without fear, you will experience true freedom and happiness. With Stoic thinking, every relationship is an opportunity for growth and development. By living fully in each moment and loving without fear, you will not only reduce fear in love but also build strong, resilient, and enduring relationships. Self-awareness. One of the basic principles of Stoic thinking is self-awareness. To confront fear in love, you must understand yourself, knowing your strengths and weaknesses. Love is not just about connecting with others but also about having a deep understanding of oneself. When you have self-awareness, you will not let fear, anxiety, or insecurity control you. Instead, you will understand that you deserve to be loved and can love sincerely, without depending on others' approval or acceptance. Self-awareness also helps you realize that love is not something you need to seek to complete yourself, but rather a part of growth and sharing between two people who have already completed themselves. Stoicism teaches that only when you have full awareness of yourself can you love fully and not be dependent on others. You will no longer fear relationships because you know that your happiness and freedom do not rely on anyone else. The fear of imperfection in love. One of the greatest fears in love is that your relationship will not be perfect or will fail. However, according to Stoic philosophy, perfection does not exist. Everything, including love, has its imperfections. Accepting that nothing is perfect and that relationships will face challenges and difficulties is an important step in reducing fear. When you accept imperfection, you will not feel disappointed when things do not go as expected. Instead, you will learn to face challenges in love calmly and patiently. Every challenge in a relationship is an opportunity to learn and grow, both personally and within the relationship. Stoicism teaches us that what matters is not having a perfect relationship, but how you face and accept the challenges in the process of building that relationship. When you understand that love does not need to be perfect to be valuable, you will no longer fear facing difficulties. Building patience and sustainability. One of the important principles in Stoic thinking is building persistence and sustainability. Love is not a fleeting emotion or a short-term game. It requires continuous dedication and effort to maintain and develop. To confront fear in love, you need to have a long-term perspective. A relationship is not a short-term goal but a long journey in which you and your partner will learn, grow, and develop together. This requires patience, understanding, and persistence to overcome the challenges and difficulties you will face. Stoicism encourages us to build relationships by always looking at their long-term value, rather than focusing on temporary emotions. A sustainable relationship will not only help you overcome fear but also bring a sense of security and stability throughout your journey with your partner. Accepting the choice of others. In love, we cannot force someone to love us or stay in a relationship if they do not want to. This can create fear, but Stoicism teaches us that everyone has the freedom to choose their own life, including whether or not to love. Accepting that your partner may make their own choice without your approval helps reduce anxiety. When you understand that love is voluntary and cannot be forced, you will no longer fear losing your partner. Instead, you will respect their right to choose and accept their decisions without being overly hurt. Stoicism encourages us to embrace freedom in love, not only for ourselves but also for our partner. When you love without fearing the decisions of others, you will feel more freedom and peace in your relationship. Letting go of control. Stoicism not only teaches us how to control our emotions but also encourages letting go. In love, we sometimes tend to control the relationship too much, hoping that everything will unfold as we wish. However, letting go and allowing love to develop naturally is important. Love is not something that can be controlled entirely, and forcing it into a certain mold will only create tension and fear. Learn to let go of excessive expectations and allow love to develop in its own way. When you let a relationship evolve naturally without excessive interference or control, you will feel more comfortable and free in love. Letting go does not mean giving up or not caring, it means knowing when to allow things to unfold naturally and when to intervene to maintain a healthy relationship. Facing the fear of loss. One of the greatest fears in love is the fear of loss. Stoicism teaches us that life is uncertain and everything can change. Instead of fearing the loss of something, we should learn to accept and embrace change as a part of life. When you face the fear of loss in love, you will no longer be afraid when a relationship ends or when facing change. Remember that loss is a part of the growth process, and sometimes it opens up new opportunities for you to mature and find love in other places. Stoicism encourages us to develop the ability to let go and accept that change is inevitable. When you can accept change in love, you will feel free and unburdened by worries about losing your partner. Mastering emotions in relationships. One of the most important things that Stoic thinking brings to you when facing fear in love is the ability to master your emotions. When in love, we are often easily influenced by emotions, worrying about things that haven't happened, or fearing failure in the relationship. However, Stoicism reminds us that we can control how we react to those emotions. Emotions, whether love, fear, or anger, all arise from within your mind. You cannot stop feeling, but you can choose how to respond. When you face fear and love, instead of letting emotions lead you, take a moment to stop, think, and ask yourself, does this emotion really reflect the truth? How can I respond to protect myself while maintaining a healthy relationship? When you learn to master your emotions, you will not be swept away by useless worries about love or unnecessary doubts. You can love calmly, steadily, and confidently in your choices, regardless of the outcome. Moreover, mastering emotions helps you avoid impulsive actions, leading to regretful decisions in love. Stoicism teaches us that if we can master our emotions in every situation, we will achieve freedom and peace in every relationship. This is particularly important in love, where emotions change easily and can cause pain if not properly controlled. Exploring the reasons behind fear. When you face fear in love, an important step is to understand why you are afraid. Often, these fears are not about love or your partner, but about past experiences, unhealed wounds, or even negative thoughts about yourself. Stoicism encourages you to explore the deeper causes of your fears. From there, you can analyze whether these fears have any real basis. For example, if you fear being abandoned, ask yourself, do all relationships end this way? Or am I reacting to old wounds that haven't healed? When you understand the nature of fear, you will be able to handle it more easily. This not only helps you face fear in love but also helps you free yourself from past obsessions. Stoicism reminds us that when we understand ourselves and our emotions, we will no longer be controlled by them. Instead, we will act more wisely and freely. Staying true to personal principles. One of the key factors in facing fear in love is staying true to personal principles. Stoicism teaches that each individual must have their own values and principles, and should never compromise these values due to fear or dependency on others. When in love, we may sometimes feel the need to change ourselves to please our partner or to maintain the relationship. However, by doing so, you might lose yourself. True love never asks you to change who you are to become someone else. Instead, it should be a connection between two independent people, each holding their own principles and values, but building a relationship based on respect and love. Staying true to your personal principles in love helps you avoid fears of loss, dependency, or losing yourself. When you know who you are and are not willing to sacrifice your values for someone else, you will feel freer and safer in the relationship. Stoicism does not encourage isolation or detachment, but it encourages you to build relationships based on mutual respect and a foundation of strong personal values and principles. Cherishing the present moment. Love is not something you can fully grasp in the future or dwell on in the past. One of the important lessons from Stoic thinking is to live fully in the present moment. When you are constantly looking to the future or living with worries about past hurts, you cannot fully enjoy the love and the relationship you have. We often worry about things that haven't happened, and these worries can make us miss out on the joy and warmth that love brings. Instead of fearing the unknown, focus on the moments that you and your partner are sharing right now. Those small moments together are the most important things in a relationship. Stoicism teaches that living fully in the present moment will help you reduce anxiety and fear. You will learn to enjoy the moment spent together instead of worrying about what may happen in the future. Love is a journey, not a destination, and living fully in the present moment is the best way to face fear in love. Conclusion. Facing fear in love with Stoic thinking not only helps us master our emotions but also opens a path to inner peace and lasting relationships. Stoic thinking does not ask you to fight against fear, but encourages you to see it calmly and accept it as a natural part of life. When you realize that fear is only a psychological reaction and cannot control you forever, you will learn to live fully in the present, love without being haunted by worries about the future. By developing patience, courage, and self-awareness, you will not only face love freely and calmly but also build a healthy, respectful, and lasting relationship. Stoicism teaches us that true love is not about seeking perfection but about accepting and learning from experiences, whether joyful or painful. When you master fear in love, you will find freedom, happiness, and harmony in every relationship. If you find this video interesting and helpful, don't forget to hit like, subscribe to the channel, and share it to help everyone grow together. Also, feel free to leave your comment below so we can have more discussions. Thank you for joining us, and we look forward to seeing you in the next videos. Wishing you success and happiness on your journey.